So yesterday was the deadline for some of Donald Trump's associates to respond to subpoenas, actually comply with subpoenas, to turn over some of their documents to the House Select Committee investigating the events of January 6th. As far as we know, that didn't happen. So, yeah, you got a legal showdown setting up. But don't worry, Donald Trump and his lawyers swooped in at the last minute yesterday, letting these former White House staffers and advisors and just friends of Trump let them know that, hey, Trump's going to claim executive privilege here. So y'all don't have to comply with anything. And we're not going to comply with anything. Executive privilege for everyone. So you're totally safe, right? No. You see, executive, the word executive in executive privilege refers to the executive branch of the federal government. Now, last I checked, that person is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the president of the United States of America. He is the chief executive of the United States, not Donald Trump. So in order for executive privilege to protect these individuals from these subpoenas, it would have to come from the individual who is serving as the executive when the subpoenas were issued. And again, that's not Donald Trump, that's Joe Biden. So Trump is trying to protect these people and himself with a privilege that he doesn't even have. And see, here's why I bring this up, because Joe Biden himself has already said he is not going to block any requests from information pertaining to anything that happened in the White House, past, present, or future. As long as he is the executive, it can all flow freely. And that should be the end of that conversation. Donald Trump does not have executive privilege anymore. The current executive has executive privilege, and they would have control over what materials can be released, even if it's from a prior administration. Donald Trump cannot control that. Donald Trump has to sit back and watch in horror as the Biden administration says, hey, here's all those documents you wanted. Take them all. Read them out loud to the whole class if you want. And that's that. That really should be the end of the conversation. I can't believe his lawyers even tried to argue this in a letter to the committee. But here's the thing. This is going to go in front of the courts, because it always does. The lawyers know that Donald Trump cannot invoke executive privilege since he is not the executive. But they also know that they can delay this thing for as long as humanly possible by trying to claim executive privilege. And then they can challenge it in the courts when the committee says, no, you don't have executive privilege. And then after they lose that court case, they can appeal it and appeal it and appeal it and appeal it until the Supreme Court, maybe 2 years from now, finally says, all right, you don't have executive privilege, give them the documents. And by then, nobody will care. It probably won't be 2 years, but it will be months. It will be months before this issue will be resolved in the court system. And that is the ultimate goal of Trump and his lawyers in trying to claim executive privilege. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.